Hello and greetings. You're also Austin, and welcome to a new day. Today is 8th of September 2021. And today, the title of my broadcast is Here Comes the Alternative Government. Here comes integrity exemplified. That's the title of my broadcast. If you're tuning into my broadcast for the very first time, I would appreciate it if you can give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, and also click on the notification bell so that anytime I'm live, you get the notification. Well, on that said, I'm diving straight into the topic. Now, we had a meeting yesterday, and the meeting we had was wonderful, really, really wonderful. And we got some updates about what's going on in life force. And we listened to the first daily news, and then we also listened to that interactive video that had to tell us about what's been going on so far within this our Kringle private society, and also life force and every other thing that has to do with redeeming mankind at large. The goals of life force and goals of TBC are the same thing, and they're like moving together in the same direction. At this point, they are kind of parallel lines, but very soon there will be an interconnectivity or a beam or a bridge that will hold them together. Now, permit me to say that based on our level of organization, a time shall come, and that is shortly, where TBC will become patented by Life Force for generating assemblies that would help to restructure the world for good. Now, it is very clear that the governments across the entire world system has been stripped off of their financial authority. And we've already heard about it several times from the admin of the community, from Kim, from Life Force, and from even the central banking systems. They are aware of all this. At this point, they can't even print money like the way they used to. If they do so, those things they are doing are all counterfeits. So what they are doing is they are working on the already existing system. That's why they are pushing the agenda of vaccination and all those things, so that humanity, the bulk of humanity, can go down, so that their own evil timeline can continue. But the truth is, according to God's calendar, their time is up. It is time for righteousness to take over. It is time for peace to reign. And then at some point, because there is a way God creates and then does his things, in his justice nature, he makes sure that there is always going to be balance. We all are aware that we are in the last days. So those of us who are not yet aware of the fact that we're on the last days, beware and make sure you connect to your inner self. Make sure you connect to your God nature, because at this point there is a whole lot going on. And what the Clinical Private Society is doing is they are trying to prepare every human so that they can have good relationship with their God, and then make sure that the environment, the atmosphere is conducive enough for them to interact with each other in love and in respect. So on that said, I am going straight into our Kringle cache. We're going to look into our Kringle cache. And then there is a few things that will be said there. And I think after that, I'll call it quits. All right, that said, let me share my screen. Okay, now screen has been shared. Now I'm moving into the Kringle cache. And okay, I don't think this is necessary. Now, when we come here, the reason why I am saying the title of my broadcast is Here Comes the Alternative Government. And here comes integrity exemplified. Let's quickly move over to find out the meaning of government. Now, this is actually government. And to be honest, from my own point of view, governments are people instituted authorities. I haven't read it yet, but I'm giving it in my own words. Governments are actually instituted authorities. The question is this: who gave government authority? It is the people. Let me say it again. Governments are instituted authorities. And then who gives these governments these authorities? It is not organizations. It is not the World Health. It is not the World Bank. It is the people. But the point is that the people do not even know that they have powers. They are the ones that has the authority to enthrone and to also dethrone. God gave the people so much power and authority, but then the elites by the day are brainwashing you to think that you are less than an ant. And everybody says, well, it's the government. Who gives the government the authority? It is the people. We are a system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we are building an integrity based system. We are building an integrity based system. That's what we are doing. We are building a system that will promote justice, equity, love, and respect. Now, I want you to be also clear that it is not going to be possible according to the timeline of nature. I want you to read my lips. It is not going to be possible, according to the timeline of nature, for evil to prevail or to stand and have preeminence in this Kringle private society. Let me repeat myself so that people will understand that it is not the act of a man to determine how this TBC will move, succeed, and prevail over evil. It is the act of God. So therefore, the people that are going to be in this assembly that will be coming in, number one, qualities that they are going to possess. I may have said this before, but I want to re-emphasize. Condition number one, they are going to be selfless. What does it mean to be selfless? Let's find out the meaning to be selfless. I'm going to Google it so that people will get it. Selfless. Yeah, selfless. Now, selfless means to concern more with the needs and wishes of others than with your own will or your own desire. Now, it is becoming very obvious that there are people that are out there who are also leaders that are selfish, not selfless. Selfless is something that you bring your people's mind, people's opinions, people's ideas first before your own. But it is becoming more and more prevalent that there are people out there who claim to be leaders and are selfish, not selfless. I am trying to give you the kind of people that are going to be in this government, and I am saying it by the grace and wisdom of God that it will be impossible for the wrong people to fill these positions, whether it's from Nigeria or from any other country across the world. If they dare to come in, according to the space of time, they will be broken and they will be disgraced. Let me repeat myself. If they dare to come in and they want to repeat the same cycle, the same timeline that these governments out there are doing, because as long as I am concerned, there is no integrity out there in the government, not just in Africa, in across the entire world. It's a system, it is their system. And the system is only bred upon in corruption. And you cannot succeed in that system if you are not corrupt like them. It doesn't matter if you are a child of God, you are a pastor or whatsoever. According to the Bible line, it says, do not be unequally yoked. Unequal yoking means associating with people that are evil. Evil communication corrupts good manners. And the Kringle Society does not have any affiliation with any other foreign body. It doesn't have any affiliations with any banking organization or any government-based system. It is a closed system, and it is growing into influencing the world as a closed system in integrity, in selflessness, in love, in respect. And I am saying that whoever will exist in this vacuum, in this virtual vacuum, must possess the qualities that are of good, of righteousness, of peace. And if you dare to come in and those qualities are not in you, the system will find you out and will uproot you. I want this to be very clear because you may be listening to me and your intent is also to be in this assembly. Beware that you are not coming in by your own understanding. You are not coming in to fight what man has put there. Possibly there are people who are good and you want to build a cabal system, and that cabal system will want to use it to rival the good people and then edge them out of the system. It will not work. In this Kringle private society, our responsibility is to build an assembly that will stand the test of time. It is enough that the evil ones has prevailed for over 1,000 years plus. It is time for good to prevail. And according to the will of our Creator, He wants to make sure that righteousness will fill the whole earth one more time. And then He will decide to pick out His own. That is what we are into now. And the Krengo Private Society is playing a major role in helping to actualize this thing. I was talking about the kind of people that are going to be in this assembly. Now, just to digress briefly, between now and the next 24 hours, by the grace of God, everybody that is in Nigeria who are supposed to be among the team of 30 are going to reflect in the Krengo Cashback Office under the assembly section. Between now and the next 24 hours, it may happen in the next few hours, who knows? But I'm just telling you. Now, if you are hearing me and you are from Nigeria, then prepare yourself, because shortly leaders will begin to reach out to you. But examine your heart. Are you coming in because you want to have influence and then authority, and you sub that authority over other people? Or you're coming in with that mind of selflessness? Or you're coming in with the mind to help? Or you're coming in with a mind to gather, to amass wealth, the wealth that belongs to the people? Well, the system is not going to promote that. Some people are already complaining and saying that the administration does not want to give us an opportunity to explore and do a whole lot of things. That the whole thing is so rigid, is so tight. You can't be flexible. Well, that is the system we are in. So anything at all that is going to compromise the standard of this Krengo Private Society, beware that you will fail even before you get to that destination. Take note of this. Another thing is this, please listen. As you are in this Krengo Private Society, consider yourself as a student and see this Krengo Private Society as a school. That is just what it is. It is a school. It's a school of higher learning. It's a school of higher learning based on the principle of abundance. Do not take it anything less than that. And anytime you go to school, you have to pay your tuition fee. And you do not ask the administrators that are in charge of the school. You don't ask the DVC or the vice chancellor or whichever it is. You don't ask the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellor. You don't ask them, what do you do with the money that I give you to pay for my school fees? Do you eat it? What do you use it for? No. However, in this system, when they pay funds to them, it is actually sent into the government account. It is in the hands of the government to do what they want with the money. It is expected that the governments are supposed to use it to build more social amenities and make this world a better place for their citizens. But is that the case? The answer is no, it is not the case. In our Krengo society, we know that we are coming out of a corrupt system. But if you are coming into this system and you have not shed off that mind of corruption, I want you to categorically listen to me and understand that you are not going to go far, because the system will get you and it will compromise you. And when it compromises you, it will be shameful. So if your intent is evil, if your intent is bad, if your intent is corrupt, if your intent is to show that you are God over the rest of other people, before you even get to that position, you have already been compromised. I want you to get this, because it is very clear. And as I'm saying this, I understand why I'm saying it. I am being led to speak out this way because a whole lot of things are going wrong. And it is us that are the ones responsible for this. We keep complaining that things are getting worse. But then if we are allowed to put into that, if we are allowed to take the position or head that position, are we not going to do worse? Well, this is one of the characteristics of those that are going to be in this assembly: selflessness. Now, another quality that they will have is integrity. Let's look at what integrity means. Integrity simply means the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. The other one is the state of being whole and undivided. Now, the truth is, in our system, there are people now that are divided. There are factions already existing. It does not matter which country you are. There are some people that do not want to associate with some other people. Listen, we are building in love and respect. And if you do not have this founding principle in your heart and you are beginning to take favorites, I like this person, I don't like this person. Well, if you are liking this person, why are you liking this person? Is it because the person will promote your selfish interest, or you are liking the person just because the person is standing for truth, equity, justice, and integrity? Which one do you like? Are you liking someone because the person is too good, or you don't like him because the person is evil? Well, I think if it's evil, then it's better. But the truth is, I want you to sound, I'm sounding this as a warning. I am sounding this as a warning to everybody now. because when this will begin to play out, you begin to see characters of people playing out. And if those characters are not in tandem with the goal of the Kringle Private Society, well, you will be compromised. And when you are compromised and everybody knows your character, your quality, and things that are wrong about you, I don't think anyone wants to associate with you at the short run and at the long run. So you have to be careful about what kind of character you are playing out by the day. If you are not playing out a worthy character, please take your time to work on yourself, because you are going to be a leader with international influence. But then it starts from a very small and a gradual level, and then you grow into the point of having that global influence. You are going to have interactions with life force. Fundings will be sent. If those fundings are not properly managed, well, I don't know. It's up to you. Now, another thing that I'm also going to talk about is yes, management. Now, let's find out what management is. Now, the process of dealing with or controlling things or people, the process of dealing with or controlling things or people. Now, you must have what you call ability to manage. Now, the number one manager that I've seen and I know is called the admin. There are also managers out there that has been able to manage things effectively and efficiently. Now, the administration is leading us by example, and we should learn of him and follow his steps, because I think I don't know him, and I will know him someday at some point according to God's timing. But then he has shown example, he has led by example. There are things he has done that are also wrong, but then he's human, and humans are meant to err, but it is only divine to forgive. Some people here are so held on to the past, they don't want to let go of the past, and they are following up and they are holding on to something that has already been addressed a long while ago. Well, that's, by the way, that will be the next quality now that I'm going to talk about. But in this part, it is management. You'll be having funds running into hundreds of thousands and running into millions. But at the initial phase, it starts small. You have to prove yourself to life force that you are a good manager of funds and that you are a proper executor of projects, and you do it based on specific standards, and those standards should be able to stand the test of time. It doesn't matter what it is. Now, if you're able to prove that you are able to manage such, then I think you are doing well, and you're actually building a good memory for people that are going to associate with you. I want you to also understand that everyone has talents. There is a talent given to you by your creator, and it is in this Kringle Private Society that you are going to explore those talents. You can't exploit it in the elite system, because the elite system only give you enough to keep yourself alive. What they do is they make you eat they make you eat to live. That's exactly how the elite system is. They make you eat, and then when you eat, you live. But in our system, you live and then you eat, you live and you eat. Our system is the opposite of the elite system. The elite system is they eat to live. That is why they always give you salary. That's why they give you so little. And all the entrepreneurs there, they make sure that they do so many crazy fraudulent things so that they evade taxes, because the taxes is actually extortion. The whole system of the elite is just built on corruption, and it's all messed up. In our Kringle Private Society, is the other way around. It teaches you how to be responsible for yourself, and there is only a small price that is required of you. It's a monthly subscription or yearly subscription. And if you can't understand this, if you don't allow this to sink into your head that you have to be held accountable and responsible for everything that happens to you, then you wouldn't move forward in this system. Some people are afraid of responsibility. Responsibilities are divine. Our first and the first man on earth had responsibility. It was our creator that put him in the Garden of Eden and told him to manage it. That's the first level of responsibility. If you are not able to manage anything, don't sit up and say, I am actually a human being. A human being is actually someone that is responsible and has care, is a caretaker over a whole lot of things. And that's where management comes in. So if you are coming into this assembly, make sure you are what? A good manager. I am saying this, and if you don't know how to do that, then start learning. That's why the mass adoption trainings are there, so that it teaches you what you should know and what you should not know, guiding against and what you should guide towards achieving. This is what I want you to take note of. Now, another one that you should also have in mind is forgiveness, because people will offend you. People are going to really step on your toes. People are going to call your bluff. People are going to annoy you. And if you do not have it inside of you to control your ego, to control your pride, to control yourself, then you are going to actually act up in a way that is funny. You are going to act up in a way that is very unreasonable. So I want you to be aware that things are going to come your way if you are going to be a leader on the national, on the regional, on the state, on the local, whichever level you are. You should understand that these things will come. Learn to forgive. And when you forgive, you let go the person off your heart. Do not hold on to the person. According to the line of scriptures, it says you forgive the person and you let go. You release the person from your heart. Some people forgive, but they hold on to the person. You can't call yourself a child of God. You can't call yourself a person that is in the image of your creator, where you actually hold someone in your heart. You don't let go of the person. And you keep remembering it that 4 years ago, this person offended me. 10 years ago, this person offended me. You call yourself a leader? No, that's not how it works. Let's see what Google has to say. It says forgiveness, the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. So it actually means, apart from the fact that you forgive others, you also, apart from the fact that you forgive others, you should also learn to forgive yourself, because there are things you do that actually are crazy because you are human. And then when you look at it, you see that there is no body upon the face of this earth that has not made mistakes. Some people's mistakes even follow after them, after they've gone, after they've passed on. So you should be aware that you should forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself actually means you should actually feel comfortable with the fact that you are human. But that doesn't mean you should take pride in doing things that are wrong. But then when you go wrong, you ask yourself and ask God to have mercy and forgive. And then if someone offends you, let go of that person from your heart. Forgive and let go. These are the qualities that are required of a leader. I am saying these things, but I hope people will understand, and I hope people will also align. Going forward, you should also be, did I talk about integrity? Okay, I talked about integrity. Now, another thing that you should also have is you should also be discreet. Now, this is one major thing. We are called the Kringle Private Society, and discretion matters a whole lot. Let's hear what the system says. It said the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way to avoid causing offense or revealing confidential information. This is one thing that most leaders out there do not have or do not know how to manage. You should learn how to be discreet. The administration made sure that everybody that are going to be leaders in this community are discreet. We are going to change the world like the way air is. I use air as a major instance because nobody has seen air before. Nobody can hold air. Nobody can capture air. Air is air, and air fills the whole earth. That is exactly how the TBC community will be. Even though we are a closed system, we would act and change the world using the principle of discretion. Leader, make sure that when your subordinates or someone that is holding you in high esteem confides in you and says things that you are not supposed to reveal to others, you keep it to yourself and yourself alone. Those are one of the strengths that is making you a leader. If you do not have that strength, well, start building on that strength. Now, there are a whole lot of other things I'll talk about, but then I don't want to spend so much time. I am giving you these qualities, and I am telling you that if you are a leader out there and you are thinking of coming in to show that you are in charge of the system and that you want to dominate the system, you have already failed. I am saying this by God. I am not boasting. I am telling you what will happen. I am saying this that there is a sacrifice that the people in the Kringle Private Society have paid, and it is impossible for people to pay this sacrifice, and at the end, it will be compromised. There are people that has paid even with their blood in this Kringle Private Society. I am telling you what I am telling you, and I mean what I'm saying. People have paid with their own blood to make sure that it is a foundation that is not evil. It is a foundation that will promote good, equity, and justice. And then some person comes from behind. Well, I want you to know that if this is of God, then it's going to continue to prevail, and it will weed out anybody that is contrary to this opinion that I've actually given out. I wish you well. If you are coming in as a leader, it should be integrity exemplified. And if it is not so, well, prepare yourself to fold your hands or to cover your face and then be shamed out of this Kringle Private Society. I hope you understand, and I hope you act accordingly. Now, on that said, let me conclude. this particular Kringle cashback office under assembly page. At this moment, it is still this person, but I am saying that this particular person will soon add other people, which are the other 30 people, which are the 29 people. So you know yourself if you are all going to be part of it. I think Bederick and his team, they have all done their part. So Nigeria, you are the ones now lagging. I hope you do your part now. And I believe that this person is also listening to me. If not listening, the person will watch this video. I don't want to say too much. I believe I've passed on the information. It is welcome to the alternative government, which will over time become the government of the people, by the people, for the people, and the whole world will embrace us. Righteousness one more time will prevail. And then the creator will call up his own. Now, this I am saying will sound funny, but this is exactly what will happen. So if you are not yet in line with your inner self, if you are not yet in line with your creator, I want you to look inside and tell yourself, well, I have to be in line. Now, what are the things that will make you know that you are in line with your inner self? Your inner self is actually your God. Your God created you and put his likeness in you. He put his image in you. He put his spirit in you. But there are things you will do that would silence the spirit of God in you. Do not say, I don't have the spirit of God. Do not, whatever idea you have out there, listen, God is a spirit. And as long as he created this world, he created the world in such a way that even in angels and fallen angels, that there is a spirit that is in them that makes God aware of the activities they do. Now, it doesn't mean that the spirit of God is in them to guide them. No, but he is almighty. He is omnipotent. He's omniscient. He's omnipresent. So he makes sure that he puts himself in everything upon the face of this earth so that nothing will take him unawares. Before you have thought it out, he already knows. So I want you to make sure that you are in line with your spirit and you are in line with your creator. You are in line with your God. If you are not in line, well, you are actually building yourself for destruction. So how will you know that you are in line with your creator? Number one, peace of mind. This is the number one founding principle that will make you know that you are in line with your creator. Peace of mind. Number two, this discernment. If you are with your creator, you will always have the ability to discern. You will be having the ability to see in between lines. Number three, you will not be greedy. These are one of the things that you would know that you are with your creator. Greed is a quality that is very, very bad. There is a difference between greed and abundance. Let me tell you the difference. Greed is what shrinks. Greed continues to shrink. All myself, me alone. All myself, me alone, me, my family, me and my friends, me and my factions, me and my cabals. That's greed. Now, abundance continues to expand. I don't know you, but I love you. Come on, come and enjoy what I am enjoying. That is the difference between greed and abundance. If you do not have these qualities, there are so many qualities that I can continue to mention. Another quality is humility of heart. If you don't have humility of heart, you cannot lead in this system. If you are not someone that is driven by love for others, people will offend you, but when you look at them, you will smile and say, well, out of ignorance, you acted this way. I forgive you. If you don't have humility of heart, if you do not do that, if you don't have that, how can you move? How can you lead? Because human beings are wonderful in their own way. I want you to be aware of the kind of qualities you have. And when you have these qualities, you will know that you are in line with your creator. Now, there are so many others, but let me quickly summarize. One other quality is what? Fellowshipping with your creator. I don't know about you. Did you have fellowship with your creator this morning? Some people go days without having fellowship with their creator. Mornings, nights. Some people go weeks, they don't have fellowship with their creator. That clearly means that the essence of their creator is actually being deprived. The essence of their creator is suffering. It's like you see someone suffering from kwashiorkor. Now that child has a big stomach, a big head, and a shrinking body. It's that the quality you have in the spirit. Wake up and begin to walk according to the grace of God that has been given to you and to all of mankind. I want to stop at this point. I hope I was able to impact to a reasonable extent. All right, that said, let me quickly go to my Kringle Cash. And a whole lot of people are now in my broadcast. Wow, 29 minutes already. Wow, I see. And thank you very much for those of you who have been around and have watched my broadcast, and also those who will watch my broadcast in the course of time, I want you to understand that there is a leader inside of you. If you are in this TBC community and you are faithfully paying your subscription fee, then you are a leader. There is something inside of you that is yearning, that is crying, that is asking, I want to change this world. But you do not know how to do it. I want you to remain. The thing is, remain. If you remain in this system and continue to pay the price you have to pay, and you have something inside of you, ask yourself what it is. Search inside of your spirit and then bring it out, because it is only your creator that would help you to what? Express it and bring it out. Bring it out, and as you bring it out and you begin to work with it, you will make mistakes, but you will keep learning and you keep getting better until you become an expert in your skill. You become an expert in your game. Okay? All right. That said, I have concluded. I don't want to say more. Now, this one is saying, hello, is there any great news for 23rd? Is there any great news for 23rd? 23rd, like, is it 23rd of September or what? Well, I am not here to give you all the informations. Now, the real information is by the administration of the Krenko Private Society. Now, do well to be present in the meeting today by 4 p.m. West African time. Now, those are the things that you are supposed to get in touch with and know what's happening across the world. Because he doesn't just talk about the Krenko Society, he talks about a whole lot of other things which we should also come in and learn. I trust that we build that attitude of sacrifice, because if you are not a sacrificial leader, you can't call yourself a real leader. A leader must pay. That's one of also the qualities of a leader. You should pay the sacrifice. There is nothing on earth that has ever stood the test of time without sacrifice. Learn how to pay the price. Learn how to inconvenience yourself on behalf of or for other people. If you are not having these qualities, I don't think you will go far in this system. There is something this system wants to do. It wants to refine you. It wants to brood on you, just like a hen is sitting upon the egg. If the egg is there, I tell you, it's not a comfortable experience. It's not a very sweet experience. But at the end, if the egg becomes stubborn and then moves out of the hen and then falls off, you will find out that the egg is partially incubated. I don't know if you've ever picked up an egg and then after cooking it, it doesn't look like an egg. It doesn't look like a hen. It looks funny. Now, that's what you call partial incubation. And you, as a member in this clinical private society, if at any point you give up and you fall off, then that means you are partially incubated. You would not fulfill your destiny in life, and you would not even be able to function effectively in the elite system. That is why there is a price to pay. Pay that price, stay put in the system, do what you have to do, even though you do your part and it doesn't work at plan. Stay in your system, believe in your system. If you don't believe in this system, how then can you make impact? I have made up my mind that this system is where I'm going to stay in. I know that there are other systems out there, but this is where my system is. This is where I believe. This is where I will stand. This is where I'm going to grow. And this is where I'm going to explode. Whatever thing that is going to be my blessings will come from this system. I may be involved in other systems, but as the day passes by, TBC gets more organized. TBC gets more funded from Life Force. And there is a point it will get to. I don't think it will be needful for me to continue where I am at this moment. I may have to move in full time. But then you have to use wisdom. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Make sure that you are listening to your inner self, because I am expressing how my inner self has told me how to work. But one thing is sure, I am going to continue building on this system until this system has become formidable. And I tell you that without mixing words, we are going to be greater than all the Bitcoin systems you've always known, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's the elite central bank's digital currency. Listen, I have seen what TBC will be in the nearest future. I am not hiding my words, and I am not saying it to sugarcoat. I'm not pleasing you. I am telling you as it is from my spirit. TBC will literally be an alternative system, and at some point, it will become the system that humanity will embrace, love, and respect, for good, not for evil. The evil system will come after the good has been taken out. It is impossible for evil to prevail when good is still existing. I want you to listen to what I said. Evil will come after good has been taken out. It is in the hands of our Creator to determine that. So do your part, pay the price, and then you will be handsomely rewarded in the shortest possible time. If you have any contribution to make, feel free to make your contributions. But if you don't want to make any contribution, I am fine. I want to thank you if you have stayed in my broadcast up until this time. Remember to like my channel if you haven't yet liked my channel, and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Click on the notification bell so that anytime I'm live, you get the notification. I love all of you, and I have a heart to help each and every one of us. If you also have that heart, together we can unite and make this world a better place. Thank you very much. I want you to have a wonderful day. Cheers, and God bless you. Bye for now.